if you grew up watching Winnie the Pooh, if you watch Winnie the Pooh as an adult, you definitely need to watch The Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh, the story behind the masterpiece. This does primarily focus on the many adventures of Winnie the Pooh, but if you've watched any kind of, Pooh Bear TV shows or anything, I think this is something you'll really enjoy. It's very well put together. It's quite short. The documentary is only about 25 minutes. It's directed by Harry Arends, and it basically looks at how Winnie the Pooh, how Disney's Winnie the Pooh came to be, and it looks at how they took the illustrations and turned them into animation, and we have a lot of information about some of the songs and the musical instruments in the classic theme tune, and it was really fascinating to learn about how the different instruments represent different characters. And I think I'd read that somewhere, but obviously reading it is different to actually listening to it and seeing it at the same time. And we get to hear from some of the voice cast who voiced various characters, including the brilliant Paul Winchell, who voices Tigger, or voiced Tigger. And it's quite it's quite bizarre seeing Paul Winchell's face but hearing the voice of Tigger, and it's really magical and so beautifully done. And we do get to see a little bit of how Pooh Bear affected, culture, pop culture. There are a couple of clips with, people dressed up as Pooh Bears on like Disney parades and things, and those costumes are terrible and terrifying, but in a way that's kind of fun and really charming. Um, and it talks about the success of Pooh Bear and how they came to put the three featurettes together to make the feature film. And I don't want to say too much more about it because I obviously don't want to tell you everything that it shares. But it's beautifully put together, very well edited, really great mix of songs and focus on the voice actors and so many different people as well involved in this and talking about Pooh Bear that it's just absolutely beautiful. If you grew up watching Winnie the Pooh, then I think you will absolutely love this. Really great to hear from the Sherman brothers as well and how they came to write that, the classic song. And it's a great but short celebration. My only complaint is that I wish it was longer. I would have loved for this to have been a feature length at least, because it seems like there's a lot more ground to be covered, and I wanted to learn more. I wanted to listen to these people, people involved in its creation, people involved in voice acting. I wanted to hear more about what they had to say, more stories that they had to share. And I'm sure there are other Pooh Bear documentaries, but this was really great and really well done. Maybe the reason it was so neat is because it was, quite short, so they could really fine tune everything. There was no need for padding or to add any extra stuffing fluff. Everything flowed really well and fit very nicely in the 25 minutes or so. But yeah, I wanted more. When it was over, I just wished there was more content. But really thoroughly enjoyed it. If you're a fan of Disney's Winnie the Pooh, I thoroughly recommend this documentary. It's an absolute joy